This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 6, verses 19 to 23. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. Don't hoard treasure down here, where it gets eaten by moths and corroded by rust, or worse, stolen by burglars. Stockpile treasure in heaven, where it's safe from moth and rust and burglars. It's obvious, isn't it? The place where your treasure is the place you will most want it to be, and end up being. Your eyes are windows into your body. If you open your eyes wide in wonder and belief, your body fills up with light. If you live squinty eyes in greed and distrust, your body is a mustard cellar. If you pull the blinds on your windows, what a dark life you will have. The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 to 23. Is living in the modern world possible without material possessions or financial backing? We can learn an essential lesson from the Genesis story of creation. God had already spent 5 days creating everything the humans would need before He created human beings. So God had already done His homework. God created the universe, brought man into it, and said, "This is all yours." Wealth in abundance was God's original plan. But the evils of selfishness, greed, and jealousy gripped the human heart, and divisions surfaced from the beginning of humankind. The stories of Adam blaming Eve, and Eve blaming the snake, and later Caine killing his brother Abel were all stories of human selfishness, greed, and jealousy. In today's Gospel, Jesus instructs His disciples to treasure God's true wealth rather than accumulating earthly treasures to satisfy their greed for worldly wealth. As Christians, the most important thing is to ask, what is my treasure? The treasure that we can take to the end of our lives are those that we sacrifice and give away for others. The fruits of a tree are not eaten by the tree. It means that all beings exist to give themselves to others. St. Paul quotes the words of Jesus in the Acts of the Apostles. There is more happiness in giving than in receiving. We read in chapter 20 of the Acts of the Apostles, like the tree, we humans are not made to eat our own fruits, but to offer them as food for others. Fruits rot when they are not picked up, and our gifts spoil when they aren't used or shared. An abundance of resources does not determine a willingness to share, but rather the generosity of the heart. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. To understand what Jesus asks of us, it is necessary to have a new pair of eyes. During the Sermon on the Mount in chapter 6 of Matthew, Jesus gives a few guidelines. Do not store up material wealth. Do not serve God and money together. And do not worry about what you eat or drink. For many disciples of Jesus, these demands are difficult to understand and practice. This is why Jesus says, if your eyes is diseased, anyone who looks at life with these diseased eyes lives in sadness and darkness. The medicine to cure this sickness is conversion, a change of attitude.